Hey family, welcome back to Buzzworthy Veterans. I'm your host, Ant Stroud. Today I have the honors of sitting next to Benjamin Mathews with Skillstorm Commercial Services. Benjamin, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So, tell me about your military service, because we talked a little bit offline. I'm super excited because we have some of the same juice going. So tell me about it.
Sure. So I spent 8 years on active duty in the Army, and I was a medic in the Army. Decided to transition out of active duty, went to law school, missed being in the military, missed being in the club. So I went back into the reserves, this time in the Air Force. I'm an Air Force reservist, and I'm a JAG officer right now currently.
That's awesome. And as some of our family members already know, that I did 9 years active as a corpsman, which is equivalent to, the term and stuff to a medic in the Army. And I got out and I'm in the reserves as well now too. So I love that we have that kind of dynamic and stuff. Tell me, what was it? Why did you get out? What was that point that said, I think it's time?
So 8 years in, you have to make a decision around that time in the military.
Because you get to 10,
that you're
in. Stuck.
you got to do it. So, at that time, I decided, I wanted to do, I wanted to go to law school. So I always figured I'd come back in. So it wasn't a goodbye. It was I'll see you soon.
I love it. I love that mindset. We can't let him go, but we're just going to make it work for us. And
yes.
Law school was a way for you to connect back into it and join the reserves. That's awesome. Okay, so tell me about Skillstorm Commercial Services.
So we are an IT consulting company, and we build tech teams, right, for our clients. And we have a couple of different ways that we do that. And we encourage veterans and transitioning service members to become software engineers. Because about 70% of transitioning service members want to get into tech. And there's not 70% of the service members that are in tech while they're in the military, right? So we have different training programs to train service members to become software engineers.
Wow, that's awesome. And so I was talking with you a little bit about your connection with the veteran community as a whole. And as you can, Buzzworthy Veterans, we love veterans. Our goal and our mission, part of it is to show veterans that while you're in, you have your brothers and sisters, and we all fear when we get out that we're going to lose that. But it's actually, there's a whole veteran community that they're your brothers and sisters as well, and we're here for you, and we're thriving. And it might not have been an easy road to get there, but we're here. How do you communicate and connect with the veteran community?
So we are very connected with veterans. So we work with the VA very closely. We are a Vet Tech Employer Consortium founding member.
Nice.
So we work with the VA in that way. We have a Department of Labor registered apprenticeship for transitioning service members to become IT software apprentices.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we work with all sorts of different organizations, hiring our heroes. To hire transitioning service members. We work with Marines for Life, Soldier for Life, Airmen for Life. We're working with Wounded Warriors. We're talking to Operation New Uniform now so that we can, create a partnership with them. So if there's a veteran organization that helps veterans get into tech or transitioning service members who want to get into tech, we're working with them, or we're going to work with them.
That's awesome. How did you particularly get involved with Skills?
So I'm the general counsel there. So I'm the company lawyer.
Nice.
But because I have military, the executive leadership of the company, really wanted to make a push to hire veterans and transitioning service members. As a matter of fact, we have a goal this year that we're going to hire 250 service members and transitioning service members and veterans.
I love it.
And so they said, "Hey Ben, we know that you're a service member now. How do we get in front of this community to say, hey, look, you've got all the soft skills and a lot of the attributes that make great software engineers, and we can teach you the tech. So how do we get them to come to us?"
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. I love it. And I'm glad you're here on Buzzworthy Veterans to get that message out there. If anybody wanted to get involved with your company, potentially apply for these programs you speak of, how can they go about doing that?
So there are a couple different ways that they can do that. They can work with Hiring Our Heroes to do a DoD SkillBridge program with us. We're
Nice.
a DoD SkillBridge provider ourselves.
That's important because that just came. I remember when I was transitioning out a couple of years ago, and that had just came on the market, like the scene. It has been there, but it was never really talked about.
Right.
So I remember when we had to apply, and you had to look for internships, and
Yes.
some of them are not there. So that is awesome that you are a Skill Bridges company to help them with that.
Yeah, so they can go to our website, so www.skillstorm.com, and we have all of our different programs on there, as well as a learning management system that we call Storm Surge. So if you have to take a tech screen, and if you show the aptitude, then we can get you into one of our training programs. If you're not quite there yet, we provide free training. So we have micro courses that
Nice.
provide free training that'll give you the foundations that you can take. And if you do those foundational courses, you should get through our tech screen no problem.
That's awesome. I'm excited. I have no desire to go into IT because I'm not IT savvy, but I love your mission. I love the company already, and I love what you're doing for our veterans out there and our transitioning members. So thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thanks again for having me.
All right, family, that's going to do it for this episode of Buzzworthy Veterans. If you want to know more about Skillstorm Commercial Services, please visit iwannabuzz.com. Remember, always vets, always family. I'll see you next time. I'm Ant Stroud.